This conference
Actually,
will now be recorded.
when we have an interview perspective, they asked what is host-based and what is path-based. We can say that host-based is based on fully qualified domain name, and path-based is based depending
Prefix.
on the paths we give. That's
Yeah,
enough saying that.
that's yeah.
Okay, okay.
You call not it's not path actually. You need to use a technical word called prefix.
Prefix. Okay,
Yeah, prefix.
okay.
Yeah. So any other questions, guys, before going to today's section?
Hi Sharmak, this is Pramod.
Yeah, Pramod.
Uh, Actually, why billing option is showing, billing metric is showing in North Virginia region, but not showing in any Mumbai or any other region? Is there any specific reason?
No,
Seems you
we need
have
to.
created the resources on the North Virginia. It will show in all the regions actually. Where the resources got created, it will show in all the regions.
Okay,
From
but I
promote, right? Promote, yeah, that will automatically go to that region, but we have to change the region and we have to create a billing actually.
Yeah.
So even finally I comes to know like this was going to Virginia. So we after billing has been enabled, we have to change the region and we have to start creating the billing.
actually
By default,
okay.
it will go with the North Virginia. If I open the console, by default, it will show the North Virginia. That's how it matters actually. You need to change by yourself, and then you need to go for in the other areas, other region actually. Any other questions, please? So now here, how many of people are tried up to auto scaling level? I have not asked you guys to try it up to auto scaling level, but how many of you guys have tried up to whatever I discussed with regards to the auto scaling? Only the CloudWatch wise, only I think Jiva and Pramod has given the respective assignments. I have not seen any assignment from any other people actually.
Shanmugh, you are showing your Gmail.
Not yet shared the screen.
Okay, okay, fine.
Okay, so by default, it will route to the North Virginia region by default. So here I created the resources and I used the console of Mumbai. So previously it used to trigger with the respective Mumbai region. But when I go with the respective console here, let's say suppose the billing dashboard. So it will, this is a global one actually. This is a global one. It is not belongs to the specific region. It is a global one, like the way of IAM services. Right? Billing is comes with the across all the global one. If I click on this respective one here, it will showcase the which region which I have created here. Right? Billing is the billing services is comes not only with the specific to the North Virginia, it will comes with a complete global service. For example, one more service I have an IAM service here. If I go with the IAM, it will also showcase you. Right, it will also showcase you the complete IAM service here. So IAM service is also not going to be having the specific region actually, it is also going to be a global service across the all the services, all the regions. It is a specific service here. Right? Right, Pramod? So this is how it works here. So few services are into the global services, which is not going to belong to the specific region. For example, IAM and the billing services, because it will going to be distributed the cumulative of the all the services here, cumulative of the all the region and the services. So that's how it works. So now here you need to understand about the metrics actually. So previously you have created the metrics. I think I created in the Ireland actually.
So that will charge if I created a dashboard with the building one.
Yeah,
In
it
the
will go to this was CloudWatch. Huh?
CloudWatch, yes, CloudWatch. Just I
Yeah,
created that this thing in
yeah,
North Virginia.
it will charge. It will charge.
Okay, okay, then I'll delete it.
So now here, so I have created all the resources up to auto scaling group. I have created here. So now here, I have not enabled the scaling mechanisms here. I have not enabled the scaling mechanisms here. So the scaling mechanism is a default one, does not have any kind of scaling mechanism. So now here, you need to understand about the CloudWatch metrics. So previously you have need to create a CloudWatch here to perform the auto scaling mechanisms, the CloudWatch metrics. So now the alarms will going to be created. So the warning alarms I'm going to be enabled, because the auto scaling should be more aggressive. You cannot go with the respective alarm, right? You cannot go with the respective alarm more than 90%. You need to go with the 70% here. So select the metrics. So here is the auto scaling group here. So group metrics. So here you need to go with the respective, sorry, EC2 instances. So create an alarm, select the metrics, select the EC2 instances by auto scaling. So here I'm selecting by auto scaling group here. So now here I'm using the scenario of CPU high utilization. On the EC2, I'm using the auto scaling group here, and under this auto scaling group, I am being using the CPU utilization. Don't confuse. This is what the general mistake you guys are. Everyone will used to do. Under the EC2, you need to select the auto scaling group metrics, right? And this is the CPU utilization, and select the CPU utilization here. So now here on an average of, so on the benefit of the time, I'm using the 1 minute. But in real-time environment, they will use the 5 minutes actually. On the benefit of the time, I'm using 1 minute, but in the real-time environment, we'll use around, right? In the real-time environment, it will use around 5 minutes. So greater than or equal to, the threshold is 70%. Threshold is 70% here. Greater than or equal to, and the threshold is 70% here. The threshold is 70% here. So click on next. Here you need to send a notification to the SNS topic. So now here let's create a SNS topic here. I would like to name this one as a DevOps. And here let me provide my email address. To create a topic. Right? Create a topic. And here I would like to go with the, I'm not going touching this one, the auto scaling group actions. Click on next. And here I'm going to name this one as an high CPU. high CPU. At high CPU utilization. At high CPU utilization here. At high CPU utilization here. Click on next. So create alarm. Similarly, you need to create the alarm here, right? For the low CPU. Low CPU should be less than 40%. So create an alarm here. Just give me a second, guys. So create an alarm for the row CPU as well. Create an alarm for the row CPU as well. So select the matrix here. Right. Select the matrix here. So here I need to select the matrix for EC2 instances by auto scaling. EC2 instances by auto scaling. Here that respective CPU utilization here. Here respective CPU utilization here. So now here I will be used on the benefit of the time for 1 minute. Graded less than or equal to 40%. Less than or equal to 40%. Less than or equal to 40%. And send the notification to the respective, right? Send the notification to the respective DevOps topic. Right? Send the notification to the respective DevOps topic here. And click on next. Here, low CPU. Right? Low CPU. Right? Low CPU. So now create an alarm. So now here I'm going to create, I have two alarms here. One is with high CPU and second one is low CPU. High CPU is greater than or equal to 70%, whereas low CPU is less than or equal to 70% here. Right? Am I clear on this? Right? Am I clear what I have did right now? Right? Now similarly, you need to enable the scaling policies here. So now here you need to enable the scaling policies here. Go for the EC2, go for the auto scaling group, like go for the auto scaling group. So go for the auto scalings. Create a dynamic scaling. Here, simple scaling here. Right here, simple scale. Here you need to use high CPU here. For high CPU, you need to enable the high CPU alarm here. So whenever this is going to be greater than 70, let's add for 2 capacity units. Right? Let's add for 2 capacity units. And then wait for 300 seconds for second scaling activity, for second iteration. Suppose even though you have added more than 72 instances, still the CPU utilization is greater than 70%. We should wait, right? To create it. So high CPU utilization, simple scaling. Whenever the CPU utilization is greater than 2 for a consecutive period of 60 seconds of the metric dimensions, you guys need to add the 2 instances. Right? You guys need to add the 2 instances here. Right? You guys need to add the 2 instances here. Am I clear on this? Any questions, any doubts? Am I clear, guys? So now go for the actions. Create a dynamic scaling. Simple scaling here. For the low CPU, create the metrics for the low CPU here. You need to remove the 2 instances. Remove the 2 instances. Create it. So you have designed the 2 CPU activities here. One is high CPU and second one is low CPU. For high CPU, it will add the 2 instances. For low CPU, it will add the 2 instances. For high CPU, it will add the 2 instances, and low CPU, it will add the 2 instances here. So this is one main important thing here. Yeah, it will remove. For high CPU, it will add the 2 instances. For the low CPU, it will remove the 2 instances. Right here, you have mentioned the values. Right here, you have mentioned the appropriate values. So this is called a dynamic scaling. Actually, simple scaling. 2 instances, Gokul. 2 instances, because as I said, auto scaling should be high aggressive. Actually, aggressive in nature. Otherwise, the transactions you guys are going to be performing is going to be lost. Actually, it should be an aggressive in nature. Actually, right? This is one main important thing here. So now here, let's go with the other area here. Right? Let's go with the other area here. So now how to test this one? What is the way to test it? Whether my auto scaling is working or not. What is the way to test it?
We have to give the load on the server.
Yeah, load on the server, right? So for that, I already share you the commands here. So HAS key, let me convert .pm to .ppk. So now here, let me log in into the instances. This is the public IP address. So what went wrong here? Why I am not able to access my mission? What went wrong?
I think
What went wrong?
instance stopped.
No instance is running. Security group. Security group. Because it has clearly the connection refused actually. I have opened only the 80 actually. I have opened the 80 actually, not with the 22. So add the rule. SSH anywhere with IPv4 and SSH anywhere with the IPv6. Or else simply if you want to SSH only within my IP, you need to use my IP address. So go for this one. So now here, let's add this. So now I can able to access my this. Now I can able to access the respective instances. So EC2 user here. So let me increase the stress here, right? Here you have a stress command here where you can use the stress installation of this. So first you need to use the, what is EPEL stands for? EPEL stands for Enterprise Edition of Linux. Right, and then starting with the respective m install stress-y. Right, m install stress-y. So this is one thing. So now you need to increase the stress here. So you need to increase the stress here. So for that you need to follow one command, the stress command here. To stress-c, you need to follow one command here. Stress-c-1. This is the command you need to follow. So here you can enable with the respective 750. Right. So now here, let's wait for the CPU got bumped up, and let's wait for the respective instance got launched. So here, what is my, if my output is right, it should automatically attach it to the respective target group which I have created prod-app-ui. So this target group, it should automatically going to be created. So meanwhile, if you are into very curious and if you are into doing the troubleshooting over the real-time environment, so if you want to know what exactly the behind the scenes is happening, you need to go with the auto scaling group, click on the auto scaling group, click on the activity, right? Click on the activity, and here you can find out the what is the events has been completely, right, performing actually. What is the events has been completely performing. This one thing you guys can able to use here. It is one thing you guys are can able to use here. Right, am I clear on this? So here, this is the behind the scenes, what exactly is happening, right? So suppose it got launched the instance, suppose it got terminated the instance, suppose the instance is not picked up due to any kind of issues. In the real-time environment, they will ask you, if suppose auto scaling group is not working as expected, where you guys are going to check the logs in the activity, right? In the activity, you need to check. So let's see whether the instances is got getting the load or not. So go for the respective one, go for the monitoring. So let's check the CPU utilization here. So it got spiked up to 18.6, but it's not reached up to, right? But it's not reached up to 70 here. Here you have given up to 70, right? Here you have given up to 70. So still you need to wait for it, right? Still you guys need to wait for it. Till it got reaching to up to 70%, then only it will going to be enable the, right? Then only it will going to be enable the respective EC2 instances. So let me enable the manage the detail monitoring. Let enable the detail monitoring here, so that you will get a metrics for every 1 minute. Go for the monitoring.
Sharmukh, so while creating that matrix, right, as per the assignment, so you the 4x, 3x will be there, right? That I can see multiple options. So whether I have to select everything or only one is enough?
Which one?
No, no, no. As per the assignment number 3, you want me to create unhealthy instances as well as one more, right? The 4x, 3x, XX is right. The Halat.
Okay, number of unhealthy instances. Huh? Okay, we'll take this then.
Yeah.
Still the load is mounting up. So in the activities, so still it is not reached to the that level, the threshold level. The alarm is not into the alarm state. We'll see. We need to wait for it till that it got reached into the decent. As per the alarm has been so it getting into the it has been okay, it has been insufficient data. So it has reached up to 7369. So here the current is 20 point something change here. So it has reached to the point of 70 here. The dot indicates. So we need to wait for the respective metric. So it has been in alarm here. It is into in alarm right now. So what is the buffer period? What is the time period that you guys have set here? What is the time period? 1 minute. So it will wait for 1 minute and it is used to bump up the instances here. If you do it correctly, so the respective auto scaling group, as it is in alarm state. So yeah, if you observe the 2 instances automatically is called bumped up. Whether it is called scaling or scale out here. Whether it's called scaling or scale out.
Scale out. Scale out. Scale out.
Huh?
If increasing, then scale out.
Yeah, increasing, then it's called scale out actually. Removing, it's called scaling. Right, right, Banu and Sweta and Avinash. Right, this is called scale out here. Now, if you observe here, the activity is automatically a deserved capacity. Deserved means at current. Right, deserved means as current. At this moment, how many instances are there? 3 instances. Minimum is at any point of time 1 instances. Maximum means the limit, the instances is going to be the limit, and the instances is going to be picked up to 10 instances here. So here, this is how the instance management here. So now here into right now here you guys are into 3 instances are there. If you observe that, right, if you observe that there are 2 instances has going to be successfully got launched, and if you observe that it has been registered to your respective target. See, now there are into 3 instances and 3 instances are in health. Now this target group is going to be attached to your respective load balancer here. Right, this target group is going to be attached to your respective load balancer here. That's how it's going to be happen here in the real time environment. There is no right, there is no other limit actually. So this is example for HPM. So if you do it correctly, everything is going to be automated. You don't need to worry about. Actually, you need to set the limits. You need to set the alarm. You need to create the alarm in a proper way. You need to create the AMI, and you need to be enable the respective auto scaling process in a healthy manner. Am I clear on this? Any questions? Any doubts? Right. So now here, so this is the process through launch configuration. Right. This is the process to launch configuration here. So now here, what is the process to launch template? So let me avoid the billing. So it will auto whenever the load is going to be right reduced to the less than 40%, it will remove the instance. We'll wait for some time. Meanwhile, we'll continue our lecture to with regards to right launch template. Let me change the region. So launch template is the latest current version actually. This is the current version here. So in the real-time environment, you guys are going to use launch template here, right? This is the latest configuration. But launch configuration is the step to understand how the respective auto scaling going to be behave, right? How the respective auto scaling is going to be behave here. So this is the same procedure up to some certain point of time, but few procedure are going to be changed when you guys are into launch template here. So we'll see how it works. So here, this is the Amazon Linux 2 here. This is the T2 micro. The same bootstrapping script will going to be used, but here will change our respective context path. Respective context will going to be changed. Launch template. Just adding the storage here, 15 GB here. So name equal to respective launch template. Launch template auto scaling group hyphen launch template. Security groups add SSH anywhere and HTTP as you are using the Apache website. So this is for IPv6 and this is for IPv4. Right. So the review and launch. So let it create the respective instances. Then we need to take the AMI here. So let's copy this respective IP address here. So this is the example for the launch template. You need to wait for 2 out of 2 here. So you need to wait for 2 out of 2 here. So still it is in the installation state, right? You need to wait for it. So now it got passed. Now let's take the AMI here. Go for the instance, go for the actions, go for the image here. Create an image, and you need to take the image as prod -, right? Prod -ASZ -LT. Create an image. So let's wait for the AMI creation here. Let's wait for the AMI creation here. So still it is in pending state. You need to wait for till that AMI got created. Let's wait for it. Still it is in creating state. Actually, you need to wait for it. Meanwhile, you were asking something, Jeevan. So, Jiva, can you go ahead? This will take at least 2 minutes of time.
Yeah. Nothing, Shanmugh. So, as per the assignment, right? So you want me to create sorry, one second. That CloudWatch dashboard with the ELB 4xx 3xx error, right? So if you go through the respect to ELB, I can see related to 4x things. 3xx or many things are there. So you want me to check everything or only few or something is enough?
Yeah, basically, so in the real-time environment, you want only the 4-axis and 3-axis action. So
Okay.
3-axis is written for the redirection errors, whereas 4-axis is going to be written for the respect to unauthorized and forbidden, and this one.
Okay.
Forbidden and not found.
Why? Because I can see multiple things are there. So
Yeah, you have multiple things like 5-axis also going to be there, internal server error going to be there, 5-axis, but mostly you require 2-axis, 3-axis, 4-axis, and 5-axis. These three you require in real-time action. So this is one thing actually.
One question from my end. So, is there any way to achieve vertical auto scaling? Since we are doing everything like horizontal auto scaling. So, any option for auto scaling?
So this is the auto scaling actually, horizontal auto scaling. You are not like you are not doing in the manual method, right? This is as per the respective metrics. It is increasing the instances actually.
That I understood, like for the horizontal, but when it comes to the vertical scaling.
Vertical
Yeah.
scaling itself is a manual actually. That's why I never named this one as an vertical auto scaling. It's a vertical scaling. It's a vertical scaling. Whereas horizontal, if you observe the terminology, I use this one as an horizontal auto scaling. Vertical scaling, you need to shut down it. You need to change the respective manner, whatever the whatever the required configuration is needed. But you can automate it when you are writing in lambda functions actually. Right, you can automate. You need to write a simple Python scripting whenever the specific instances with regards to the instance ID, it reached to the maximum CPU utilization of 70 utilization. Stop the instances, upgrade it to the next level. Again, you need to start the instances. But again, vertical scaling is a manual way of increasing, but you are automating with the help of Python actually, Python script. You got
Yes.
so that is one main important thing. So now this is available. As soon as this AMI is available, you need to terminate the respective instances, the one which you have created as a source of taking the respective AMI. So now here, the main difference between the LANS configuration and the LANS template here. LANS configuration does not support the LANS configuration does not support the combination of instance options. LANS configuration does not support the combination of instances, combination of instance options actually, instance options here. Right, for example, you cannot use the mix and match 50% of on-demand instances and 50% of 50% of on-demand instances, 50% of on-demand instances and the 50% of spot instances and the 50% of spot instances here. So spot instances here. So you cannot support this. For example, 50% of on-demand instances and 50% of spot instances. You cannot support this one actually. So on-demand never supports this kind of LANS configuration does not going to be support this kind of approach. Whereas LANS template will have an option, right? LANS template will have an option to enable the instance options. To enable the instance options here. Right, for example, you can enable 50% of you can enable 50% of on demand and 50% of spot and 50% of spot, right? 50% of on demand and 50% of spot. You can use this one actually. So this is how it's going to be happen. 50% of on demand and 50% of spot. You can use this one actually. Am I clear on this? Any questions, any doubts? So this is the main difference between the LANS configuration and the LANS template, right? So now here in the LANS template here, right? In the LANS template here, go for the click on the LANS template and select the option of the create LANS template here. So prod-asg, right? Prod-asg-lt, right? LANS template for production web server here, right? Auto scaling guidance will take care of later part here, and select the respective owned by me here. This is the one you guys need to select, and do not include the respective instance type here in the LANS template, and include the respective the key pair. So why you are not using the instance type here? There is a logic actually. We'll discuss in at this moment. So now here instance settings, let's not include here, right? The subnet, let's not include in the subnet. So create use the existing security group where you can use the respective the latest one here, launch configuration. We are 7 here. So storage here of the loot volume is 15 GB and GP2 general purpose 2 version here. We'll discuss more briefly in our EBS section. What is the meaning of GP2 and GP3, right? This will discuss in the coming section here. So now here resource tags are very important here while launching of your respective, right? Resource tags is very important while launching of respective instances here, right? For example, so name equal to production or the auto scaling group launch template, environment equal to env equal to prod, right? Create a launch template. So two things you guys need to understand here. I have not used the instance type, and second thing, I have not used the subnet mask here, right? Subnets here, in which availability zones on which subnet I need to be enabled. I have not used that respective stuff here. I have not used that respective options here. So now here you need to use the respective auto scaling group. Now here you need to use the respective auto scaling group here. Create auto scaling group. And here I'm using the prod-afz auto scaling group. Here the launch template version, the one which I have created right now. Here. So this is the default version 1. So how can you can create the versions that I will discuss? Click on next. Here you are selecting the availability zones in the auto scaling group here. Here you are selecting the availability zones in the auto scaling group here. So 3 availability zones, 1A, 1B, 1C. Here you are managing the instance types here, right? So the first primary option here is you guys are going with the T2 micro because you are into the free tier. Here. So firstly, it will check the first option here. If this instance is not available in the spot, it will go with the second option called T2 small. If suppose in this second option also it is not going with the T2 small, it will go with T2 nano. This is the third option here. So first it will check for T2 micro, second it will go with T2 small, third it will go with T2 nano. Here this is called instance purchase options actually, right? Instance purchase options here. So now here I have a leverage where I can use 50% of on demand and 50% of spot, right? Am I clear on this? Any questions, any doubts here? Am I clear on this? What I'm trying to do? Here I have selected the instance options. The first options here I'm going with the T2 micro, and second options I'm going with the T2 small, and the third option will going with the T2 nano here. So why these options are really required by me? Why not only one option is not sufficient for me? Why 3 options is needed?
Because of safer side, auto scaling has to be.
If suppose the instances are not available as
Yeah,
per
we can go with other
spot,
options.
you guys are going with the options here. Can I give the different families actually? Can I give the different families? Yeah, you are right, Pramod. So can I give the different families? Only the T2 micro. Can't I give the M5 family, general purpose or compute or any kind of memory optimized? Can I give that one, or only I need to stick for the respective T2? This is an interview question.
I think we can change it.
Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. The instance. Jiva, you were asking something.
So I thought you are I supposed to ask that one, so you already came back.
Okay.
So we can change that
So
instance.
that means
but
I'm
we
reading
can-
your mind actually. Yeah. So this is one thing. The instance purchase options, I'm been using the 50% of spot and 50% of on demand here. So now here priority wise I can give or lowest cost. So I'm using the priority because I'm giving the instance options here 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3. So here spot allocation strategy capacity optimize is the recommendable based on availability. This is the and capacity rebalance. Whenever there is an issue with the spot instances terminations, it will rebalance automatically based upon the instances which I have given in the spot fleet. So now here attached to the existing load balancer. So okay, let's go with the default one, right? And monitoring going to be enabled for the CloudWatch because this is really required to enable our respective monitoring path, and click on next. So desired is 1, minimum is 1, and the maximum is 10. Desired is 1, minimum is 1, and the maximum is 10. So let's not create the scaling policies, we'll create in the later part. So this enable the scaling protection we'll discuss right now. Click on next. Add the notifications to your respective DevOps topic. That means launch, terminate, fail to launch, and fail to terminate. All these kind of notifications are going to be triggered to your respective, right, SNS here. Click on next, add the tags. So name equal to production web server. So environment equal to prod. Click on next. So create a auto scaling group here. So if you guys did it correctly while creating itself, it throw the error actually. If you're not created the correctly while creating itself, it will throw the error. So you need to wait for it. So let's wait for it. So now it got created successfully. So let's check whether it got attached to the target group of default or not. So it's still waiting for the target actually. There is no registered targets, you need to wait for it. Still, this is a huge concept, guys. So still you have a step level scaling, still you have a predictive auto scaling. But predictive auto scaling will require ML and AL integrity. So, but what is that purpose? I'm going to discuss in the theoretical matter. What does it do? The predictive auto scaling. But step level scaling, I can able to showcase you over the practical wise, right? So meanwhile, let's have a look on this respective Ireland. What is the status of it? Whether it got removed the 2 instances because the load got terminated automatically. So now let's see whether it has removed the instance or not. Yeah, if you observe that there is only one, uh, instance here. So let's go ahead and check the respective activities of auto scaling group. So here is the activity. So it has been so successfully terminating the instances, and it has given the reasons as well why it got terminated, right? Why it got terminating the instance, it has given the reasons as well. Low CPU, trigger the low CPU policy, like trigger the low CPU policy. You got my point. What it is, why it got terminated, giving the reason as well, right? This thing is giving the reason as well. So you need to, so based upon the respective, based on the respective auto scaling group policies, it has been increasing and it has been deleting the respective policies here, right? Increasing the instances and deleting the respective instances it has been. So now here you need to understand here. So now here you need to understand the LANs template here. So now here you have increased the respective LANs template. So you created the respective LAN template here, and let's verify whether it got. So now if you observe that a prod server is got healthy here, so let's use the load balancer where it has been attached to this one. So it has been throwing the forbidden error. So forbidden error is throwing actually, but so sorry. I think I have using the cache one. Let's use the incognito. Prohibited error. What is this? So this is going to be listen to the default one. Okay, default. What is the health check status here? Health check is healthy. So index.html has been successful. Looks good for me. So might be there is a change in the context path. So but it looks healthy for me. So now here you need to in the LANs template. So whether you need to understand whether it tries a spot request or whether it tries the simple on-demand request. You need to understand by using the life cycle here. So as you have increased the 50% of spot and 50% of on-demand, so you should analyze the respective one, whether it has launched the spot and whether it launched the on-demand. So this is raise the request of on-demand. So now if you increase the stress command, right? If you increase the stress command, so it will going to be enable the respective both the combination of spot as well as right this combination of on-demand. That will going to be discussed by tomorrow here, right? Any questions, guys? As of now, what is the difference between the LANs template and LANs configuration? How does it works? Any questions here?
We'll go through Shanmugh once again because many things covered actually, like here and going here and there. So we'll come back tomorrow.
So let's go for by today the recorded video, and then you guys are can let me know if you have any questions here. So let's continue with the application load balance. Here you need to mention for the 3-axis, 4-axis, and few times you may require for the 5-axis error as well. In the respective template, you will get 5-axis as well. Yeah, it looks good for me, Jiva. Thanks. What about rest?
Thank you.
So what about rest? Only Pramod and Jiva has submitted actually. What about rest? Huh? Very busy, huh? Very busy weekend. Huh? Okay. This meaning, what is this meaning? What does it mean actually? Maximum of 6 hours, period of 6 hours, it will reach the $2 actually. Then it will trigger an alarm.
Okay.
So in the real-time environment, they will ask you for the every $50 actually the alarm actually. Here you need to mention as 3-axis. So I think you have used the 2-axis actually.
But actually, I didn't find the metrics of 3-axis count, Shanmugh.
Yeah, you will not get why, because there is no error, right? 3-axis error is not there, right? So you need to explicit what is the 3-axis error. Basically, it's a redirect actually. That's why it is not showing. So in your application, it's not there, but it's fine. So you understand the logic, right? It should be on 3-axis. If it's there, it will throw the error. That's good.
Actually, in the AWS documentation, there are so many metrics for the ALB. Like almost
there are so many, but generally in the real time they will use 2-axis and 3-axis, 4-axis, and 5-axis.
okay.
Unhealthy thresholds, basically.
Yeah.
So any idea why this is throwing the error actually? Any thought process why this is throwing the error? Why it is using the context as forbidden, prohibited error?
We didn't mention that the error code, success code. We didn't mention the
Application
code.
load balancer, right? You have given the rules actually.
Yeah, that.
So you have given the rules actually for this application load balancer. So what does it doing actually? So this is what it's throwing actually. This is the get request query by default. So because of these rules actually, somewhere it routed to the prohibited error. So query string of name header being this get the request get method. What is this is doing actually? This is the error actually. If it is using the get request, it's directly throwing the return fixes 403 and prohibited error. So
We
this
have
is
to
what it's
change
doing.
the.
You need to change this respect to this one action. So deleting the rules, actually you can delete the rules. So source IP mine is this actually. So I need to delete the rules here. Google. right? Because of that rules actually destroying them. So now here tomorrow we'll again use the step level scaling mechanisms. So then we'll going to be understanding how the step level scaling mechanism works. Right? Am I clear on this?
Can't we create a new ALB and route to it?
Again, you can buy again.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
why I just want to know why the error got triggered. After seeing this assignment, I came to know it.
Okay.
Because I did the practical in this region. Okay, guys. So thanks for your time. We'll connect by tomorrow at 8. Thanks.
Thank you.